Presidential, what's the match? Presidential, where you at? Pressing issue, it's a rap. The pressing issue isn't rap. Yo, new shit, we talk to a rap.
Okay, so we are just under 11 weeks out. We're 11 weeks out 2 days ago. Shit's getting real, boys. So we have shoulders on the menu with a little bit of triceps, of course. Gonna load up on that pump surge. So we already know that's my favorite non-stim pump product on the market. And as we've seen, I picked this up the other day. New fresh tub of my favorite stim pre-workout. Mental focus, energy all throughout the workout, top tier with this product. I literally have not done a workout without one in almost a month now. So we're gonna mix this up. We're gonna wait a couple minutes, get the blood flow going on the treadmill, and then we're gonna take you through this crazy pump. Spent a good hour here first thing this morning, and we'll spend another half hour here post-workout. Currently doing an hour fast in the morning, so I'm doing about 5-10 minutes pre-workout, just nice and light, and then we do a full half hour post-workout slash after I actually have my post-workout meal. I'm not doing it directly post-workout. That would be foolish for recovery. All right, so this is gonna be a bit more of an educational day today. So first thing we're gonna start off with is proper warm-ups. I see so many times people come into the gym and not even really do a priming exercise, jump right on into a compound movement. Probably not the smartest move. Definitely wanna do some type of mind-muscle connection, really get everything loosened up and opened up before we really get into heavy loading. So for this workout in particular, I'm actually choosing to start with a rear delt fly. Why this is beneficial to start with on a shoulder day specifically is because I'm gonna really, of course, activate my rear delts and get a good pump in there. But really, I find this extremely beneficial to kind of opening up my shoulder girdle before I get into any heavy pressing that we're gonna get into shortly into the workout. So you will also notice that I'm starting this cable height up at my eye level, and I'm coming slightly below my shoulder level. So I also tend to see people do this horizontal movement. That's not exactly the line that those fibers run on for your rear delts. So really try to think about that pinky is pulling out and downwards on about a 15-degree angle. And then you'll find you'll light up those rear delts. All right, so this is gonna be our first real working set of the day. We're keeping these in the 12 rep range, where this is the only rear delt movement I do across my entire 8-day split. We are gonna do 3 working sets here on this movement, whereas you'll notice that pretty much all of my movement patterns I do keep within a 2 working set range, but where this is the only movement, we do wanna make sure that we get a sufficient amount of volume in for the week. Another really good alternative to this movement is if you have a really nice reverse pec deck, AKA you can use a pec deck for a rear delt fly, also a really good option. Promised myself I wouldn't buy any more clothes during prep, because obviously, you know, I have a tendency, so I can't do anything exciting. I can't go out for food. I can't do any vacation kind of stuff. So, guilty pleasure. I do like to buy clothes to kind of give me that excitement in prep when everything else is so dull. But I promised myself about a month ago I wouldn't buy any more clothes whatsoever. And then of course Dark Sport had to come out with the drop, and everything on it had the number 15, which is just my number. So here we are with more clothes that I don't need. The Engage oversized tees, my favorite for the gym. Breathable, good colors, fits nice, quality that holds. Code Kyle, save yourself. All right, let's get ready for this last working set here. And like I said, we are gonna do a drop set on this last set, really blow up those rear delts, fill them with blood. Let's go. Fill them up. Okay, whoa, that felt good, good. Nice and fired up. Oh, talking about new clothes, I actually forgot that I just picked up a little surprise package from Engage. I'm gonna be right back. All right, so we got some fresh new drop tanks here from Engage. Perfect timing during prep. So these are actually dropping Thursday. Make sure you go grab some. I can guarantee you they're gonna go real quick because these are fucking fire. All right, so we're gonna do a little baby warm-up set here. I do tend to do 2 warm-up sets on this specific movement pattern. It is my first real big push of the day. And even though I did just warm up my shoulder girdle and my rear delts are super fired up, my front delt, which is what I'm gonna be loading here now on an overhead press, is not really 100% ready to go. So we're gonna do 2 warm-up sets here, whereas later on in the workout, you'll see me do a dumbbell press. That's already gonna be nice and primed at that point in time. I'm probably gonna do like a feeder set, a very short warm-up set. But here on the other hand, really need to make sure everything's grooving good before we jump on into things. So you will notice when I do a shoulder press, I do like to keep my wrists stacked perfectly on top of my elbows. So as I'm coming down, my forearms should be straight when I'm looking at them in the mirror. Another cue that I like to use is I like to bring that bar to about my chin height, and then I'm coming back up through. Just because I can go down further, aka go down to here, that doesn't necessarily mean that that's good for my shoulders. I'm far past the active range of motion for that targeted muscle group. And it's also at the top end here, this is as high as I'm gonna go. I'm not gonna protract my shoulders up like this and come out of stabilization. So understanding your targeted areas is extremely important. So that was some baby weight. Let's actually get some real fucking weight on there because I can't feel anything that light. All right, so basically just did like 7 reps there. I'm not looking to do a full set of 10 to 12. That's honestly just a waste of glycogen at this point in time. I already know this movement pattern super well. I'm super comfortable with it. It's more so just to set my form, make sure everything's feeling perfect with that weight that I'm using today, and then we're gonna jump right on into it. But again, there's not much point in me doing 10, 12 reps. By rep 6 or 7, I know if it's feeling perfect or not. I don't know how I forgot to eat that though, real talk. I usually eat this before I start drinking my pre-workout shake, because then it's like digesting as my pre-workout's hitting. So it's like I get the glycogen in my muscle. If I do intra-workout carbs, I'll actually do Carb Surge from Jack Factory instead. Just uptake so much faster, get that glycogen in the muscle right away. Something like this is gonna digest pretty quickly, but not as fast as like a powdered carb source. Been using these Exact Knee elbow sleeves. I also have a pair of knee sleeves from the same brand for the past few years that I've been into bodybuilding. And I will say, it's made a tremendous difference on keeping everything healthy. And by healthy, I mean just protecting the joints. I'm definitely more on team be proactive than reactive. I would much rather use them to be safe rather than, you know, cause some injuries, cause some minor tears, and then need to wear them as a necessity. Don't really want to live my life like that. So we're just going to be proactive, make sure that we don't damage anything when we're getting into those higher loads while that body fat's getting really low. Oh yeah, okay, that's good. It's good, it's good. I'm only really 1 movement in and I'm already sweating. I'm losing water. I'm also losing electrolytes. So it's important. Make sure you have enough salt, not just water, in your diet to make sure that you're optimizing your performance in the gym. I think I should do a little back off set. I just need to find a 10. Anybody that goes to reps knows the fun of finding a 10-pound plate. Yeah, I'm just gonna do like the very, very, very smallest back off. So I'm just gonna go down 5 pounds a side. Okay. All right, so 1 real movement in and we're sweating. So we're gonna take the shirt off. It's not too bad, 1 set in. I actually really, really like this color. So far, we lit up those rear delts with the cable flies. We loaded up the front delt with those overhead presses. So of course, we need to give some love into that lateral delt, AKA our side delt. So this is going to be a lateral movement, focusing on pushing away from our body, not necessarily lifting up. That's when we get a lot of trap involvement. So shoulders stay down, dragging those knuckles outwards across the floor, so to speak. So we're gonna do a little baby warm up here since we haven't hit the lateral delt yet today. Just a little feeder set here. Been doing lateral raises for about a decade now, so hopefully I remember how to do them by now. All right, get rid of the baby weights, time to have some fun. This is one of those exercises that I love to utilize lengthened partials. So I'm gonna do little baby pumps at the bottom here. Definitely don't do that with every exercise, but there are definitely some exercises we can really benefit from those lengthened partials. And I definitely think that lateral raises are definitely one of the top of the list for me. So shoulder days, I definitely, more so than probably any other day of the week, I tend to have shorter rest times just because of the fact that I tend to find that my shoulders don't need as much recovery time in between. And especially when you're in a longer dieting phase, you gotta preserve your energy throughout your training sessions. And what I mean by that is when I'm in a surplus in my off season and I'm eating fucking 7,000 calories a day, guess what? Realistically speaking, I could be in the gym for 2 hours and I still have energy. I'm not feeling hungry. Right now, halfway through prep, by the time I start my first movement of the day, I'm already feeling a little bit hungry. I'm not gonna have the same amount of energy to last me as long. So really, the faster I can get through my workouts while still giving myself appropriate rest times is actually gonna benefit my performance throughout that entire training day. So instead of trying to be here for like 2 hours, doing a workout that I can do in an hour, we're gonna cut the chit chat, get your shit done. This is most definitely not social hour time. This is time to get in, get your ass to work. I'm getting ready for a bodybuilding prep, not a fucking pageant show. Okay. Whew. So we just clued up 2 sets of lateral raises. So like I said, we're gonna do pretty much 2 sets on everything except for those rear delt flies. So same thing, we're gonna get into our dumbbell shoulder press here now. 2 working sets. Unlike my first movement of the day where I did like full-blown warm-up sets, this here right now, I'm literally just gonna do a feeder set. So what I mean by a feeder set is yes, it's a warm-up weight, but I'm only gonna do literally like 5 reps. Conserve, and then get right into the good stuff. There. All right, so like I said, not wasting too much energy. We're getting right into those fucking working sets, boys. Okay, let's go. Make them count. Boop, boop. Up. Oh, oh. Ah, fuck. Damn. They got heavy real fast. Okay, we're gonna take a little good rest. We're gonna get someone to spot us so we can get some forced reps here. Because I love some good forced reps, especially on that second set. Fucking lay it all on the table, empty the tank. This is gonna be my last front delt specific movement for the day. So we really wanna make sure we're just fucking murking it to absolute maximum capacity. I'll probably get like 8 or 9 fought on my own, but even if I slow down a bit, just give me a little bit. I don't want to get sticky. Do you know what I mean? Okay, let's go.
Get them going now. Let's go. Let's go. You got help. Let's go. Stay with, let's go.
Oh, perfect, thanks, man. God bless, thank you. Oh, yeah. It's like that was like the perfect spot. Yeah, because those last couple, they won't move. Yeah, it's like, okay, I need like a pound, 3 pounds, okay, maybe 10 pounds.
My rule of thumb is like minimum necessary.
Yeah.
Right? Like no need to like try to take it off of you. But
Yeah.
Just keep moving.
Yeah, no, that was literally perfect. Thanks, man, I appreciate that a lot. Yeah, that's probably my last one of the day, push-wise, but thanks, bro. You're the man. All right, so that was a satisfactory set. So I got one of my buddies to come over, give me a couple forced reps there at the end, so we could really just polish those off. Obviously, I probably wouldn't have got a full 12 there had I not had someone give me a little tiny bit of help. And if you overheard that conversation that me and Kevin just had, you know, it's not necessarily about, oh, when you need a spot, someone comes in and kind of just takes all the weight for you. It's just a matter of the spotter helping you keep that momentum a little tiny bit. So on that first rep that he came in and helped me with, he might have given me like 1 to 2 pounds of assistance. The second and third rep, it's probably like 3 to 4 pounds of resistance. And then by the time I got to that last rep where he was spotting me, he's probably giving me like 5 to 7 pounds, really helping me get that up. But I didn't necessarily need him to come over and take half of the fucking weight off. Then I'm not really getting much out of the movement pattern anymore. So make sure that when you ask someone to give you a spot, that they're A, they know what they're doing to be safe spotting you, but also B, you communicate how you would want to be spotted so that you can have clear communication and hit exactly how you're wanting to hit your workouts. All right, so that's 4 moves done now. So we're gonna jump back over into that lateral delt here now, where we only actually did 1 movement for the side delt, being those dumbbell lateral raises. We are gonna do one of my favorite machines, which is gonna be a seated machine lateral raise. I think this is a fantastic exercise that a lot of people don't utilize as much as they should, but this machine is really gonna force me to really learn to push outwards to use that lateral head versus upward shrugging and using my traps. So a couple little things that I'm gonna point out here. Number 1, make sure your seat is adjusted so that my chest is lining up with the chest pad, and that these arm pads should be a little tiny bit above my elbow, but they shouldn't be up close to my actual shoulder itself. So from here, I'm gonna have my arms not perfectly on the side of me, but slightly ahead of me. So it's like my elbow is directly in front of my rib here, and that's the position that I'm gonna slide into this machine in. From here, I'm gonna let my chest lightly lean forward on this pad, and now it's very optional. You can use these handles if your gym has them, or you can just leave your hands to the side. Doesn't really matter, it's more personal preference. But from here, I'm really focusing on making sure that I'm keeping that pushward out movement happening. So we're right through here. And we're gonna do a full set of 12 here. Notice that I'm not warming up at this point in time, because by this part of the workout, we're fired up. Sit. Okay, 1 set done. We are gonna do 1 more working set here. And our second set, we're gonna add in a dirty drop set, just completely fuck shit up to cap off the shoulders for the day, pun intended. And then we're gonna move into a little bit of triceps. I do tend to find when I'm doing like either like chest pressing or an overhead press, my triceps get a little bit warmed up anyways. Not that they get a pump or they're loaded by any means, because if that's the case, you're probably not loading your chest and your shoulders correctly, but they're already pretty primed. So we're just gonna, you know, give them a little bit of loving, just 2 exercises each, 2 sets each, and that's pretty much all I find that my triceps need. A little touch up once a week, aside from my main arm day, and they grow great. Yeah, man, we're ripping through this workout. Last shoulder move, 32 minutes in. So we got 1 more set of these left, which means we'll have our entire shoulder workout done in 35 minutes. So what the fuck everybody's doing at the gym for 2-3 hours a day, or people being like, man, life's so busy, I can't fit this gym into my schedule. It's literally 35 minutes. 35 minutes. I can almost promise you spend double that amount of time scrolling on fucking TikTok or Instagram or some shit, that you could be bettering yourself, making yourself feel healthier, you know, whether it's for you, your kids, whatever it might be, but setting yourself up for a longer, healthier life that you can enjoy. Quality of life is an important thing. Remember that. Oh, yeah, leg day with you. When I do leg day on my own, I do it in a fucking hour. You come in leg days all of a sudden 3 fucking hours. So who's the real fucking problem here? All right, so let's go. Big drop set, polish it off. We want to make it so we feel like we can't lift our arms up by the time we're done this set. All right, drop set, let's go. Okay. Woo! Wow. So I'm actually gonna superset this with a single arm overhead extension. So this up here. Now this one's definitely more about the stretch. I was obviously emphasizing the stretch really good on the other one that we just did, the reverse press down. But for this one here, I don't actually care about fully locking up my elbow as much as like really emphasizing that slow stretch. Whereas on that reverse press down, I am focusing on the stretch, but I'm really locking out on the bottom. Feel all that stretching through here. I also really like doing these with a dumbbell. Feels great. So notice that I am actually hinging ahead here. I'm not standing upright. I am hinging forward, so I'm leaning my weight into that handle. I'm also not keeping my arm back here. I'm keeping it slightly ahead, so directly in front of my rib, so that my elbow stays stacked directly under my shoulder and my hand can drive down towards the toe of my front foot. I technically do hit abs pretty much every day of the week now. So before we go down and start my next tricep move, I'm gonna do one set of abs, go do one tricep move, one abs, one tricep, kind of superset them back and forth. Kind of gives both muscle groups a little break here at the end. We're just gonna do a bit of transverse abdominals today. So some good old hanging leg raises, control that stretch down, keeping feet and knees together as we come up through for maximum control and a good contraction. A great alternative to doing these, if you can't hold yourself up for a long time, would be using a captain chair or a Roman chair. Or another way we can work up to that if I don't have one of those pieces of equipment available is I can just come over here. Starting off, it's a lot easier if I put my hands on the back of the bench. We do want to slide our butt a little bit forward off the bench, and I'm leaning back like so. The goal here to activate transverse abdominals, it's not just about bringing my knees in, it's about bringing my feet up and then in. So it's like I'm drawing a circle. My feet come towards the floor. As you can tell, they're not actually touching, then they're circling up around, out and around. So that's how I'm gonna really activate those transverse abdominals. If I can control this, then that can really easily translate into being able to do those hanging leg raises on your own. All right, so last tricep move of the day is gonna be a French press. So essentially a dumbbell overhead press extension, whatever the fuck you want to call it. So we're definitely going up in weight on those because that was like 15 fucking reps and we're supposed to be like 10 to 12. So I guess we got stronger on these since last week. I've never ever attempted to do this weight before. This will be my first time doing this in a French press. So we'll see how it goes. Easy, easy. Yep. Do you even want one? Let's go. Come on. Okay. Okay. All right, I think we went purple. Pump acquired. All right, so full workout is now complete. Got my abs trained, triceps trained, and of course we got that full delt pump already accomplished. Realistically speaking, all year round, I do like to do posing practice post-workout. This close to a show, we're running through rounds of posing multiple times a day, fasted in the morning, midday, post-workout, and a lot of times in the evening times after my post-workout cardio. So let's go check that out. Stay tuned. All right, to the one and only posing room we go. Motherfucking occupied. Oh yeah. Whew. I gotta do one more round.
Yeah.
All right, so that concludes our whole push day and our post-workout posing. Thank you all for watching. Now, if you guys are looking to see anything specific in terms of more in-depth knowledge on nutrition, a better breakdown on how to burn fat, a better breakdown on what it means to be a competitive bodybuilder, let me know in the comments. I'm doing this YouTube channel to be educational, obviously to be entertaining as well, but I want to make sure I'm giving you guys value and what you guys are looking for. So if you like this video, feel free to hit that like button down below. Make sure you subscribe. If you haven't, ring that bell for notifications, and I will see you guys in the next video. Till then, let's keep getting shredded.